So in this video we'll be discussing how to solve quadratic equations. So the method of solving quadratic equations are factorization. We can use quadratic formula, we can use completing the square, we can use the graphical method. So in this video I'll be discussing the factorization method. Now, to understand the concept of factorization, I will use this example. So when you say factorization, it means you want to introduce brackets. So you want to introduce a bracket. That's the meaning. So to introduce that bracket, you are going to make use of ACF. Here we have 2x, here we have 8. Let's deal with the number. With the number, what is common? Which number can divide both 2? The highest number that can divide both 2 and 8, that will be 2. So the number outside will be 2. When we remove 2 from here, what are we left with? We are left with x. Then our sign is plus. Then when you divide 8 by 2, that will give us what? 4. So this is 4. So what we have done here is factorization. We have introduced a bracket. So it is the same thing we want to apply in this. So to solve a quadratic equation by factorization method, I will use this example to explain what we want to do here. So the equation is x squared minus 5x minus 24 equals to 0. So the first thing we do is we write out our a, b, c. So a here will be 1, a here will be what? Will be 1. Good. B will be what? Remember that there is a number here that multiplies it. There is an invisible number here which is 1. Are you with me? So our B here will be minus 5. C here will be minus 24. Do you get that? So what you now do is you multiply A with C. That's the first thing. After you've written out your A, B, C, you multiply A with C. Our A here is 1. C here is minus 24. So when we multiply 1 with minus 24, that will give us what? It will give us minus 24. Now what we now do is we look for factors of minus 24 that when we combine them, it will give us B minus 5. We look for, I take that again, factors of minus 24 such that when you combine them, it will give us B minus 5. Are you with me? Factors of 24 are 1 and 24. 1 times 24 will give us 24. But there is no way we will combine 1 and 24 that it will give us minus 5. So the factors of 24 minus 24 that will give us minus 5 are plus 3 and minus 8. Let's check. Plus 3 times minus 8, plus times minus will give us minus, so that is minus 24. Plus times minus 3 times 8 will give us 24. So this will satisfy this. Then let's check the second one. Plus 3 minus 8, plus 3 minus 8 will give us minus 5. It satisfies this too. So whatever factor you are picking must satisfy this when you multiply them, and at the same time must satisfy B when you combine them. Do you understand that? So since we will be able to pick these factors out of the numerous factors of 24 minus 24 that we have, that will satisfy this equation, we will now replace the minus 5 in the equation. We replace it with the plus 3 and the minus 8. So we will write the equation again. X squared minus 5x minus 24 equals to 0. So we are replacing plus 5 here. So we replace plus 5 here with plus 3 and minus 8. So we have x squared. So instead of minus 5x, we will now use this plus 3 minus 8, so we have to include our x with it. So this will now be plus 3x minus 8x. So we have replaced the minus 5x with plus 3x minus 8x minus 24, and this gives us 0. So we now factorize this. So to factorize this, we group them into 2. So we take this and this together, we take this and this together, just like what I did here. I brought out 2 that is common to both here. So we look for what is common here. So in the first group, we look for what is common between x squared and 3x. X squared means x times x. So in both I have x, so I can bring out x. Then you now open the brackets. If I bring out x from x squared, it will remain x, because x squared makes x. So if I bring out 1x, it will remain another 1x, plus if I bring out x here, it will remain 3. So now in the second one, whatever sign that you meet first, whatever sign is here, whatever sign you have here is what you are writing first. So in this one we have minus, so we are putting minus here. Then we now look for what is common between 8x and 24. You can see that x does not appear in both, so x cannot be the factor that is common. 8 here, 24 here. We know that a number that can divide both 8 and 4, a highest number that can divide both 8 and 4, 2 can divide them, but that's not the highest number. 4 can divide them, that's not the highest number. 8 can divide them, so 8 is the highest number that can divide them, so we bring out 8. So once you are able to do that here, you just repeat this bracket, this same bracket, you repeat it here. So we have to repeat it here, so that will give us x plus 3 again equals to 0. Do you get that? So let me clear this. This was the second example. So if you look at this bracket again, we still have a group here. Oh sorry, there's a bracket here. So we still have a group here, we have another group here. If you look at the two group, you will see that x plus 3 is inside bracket. So we bring out that x plus 3 that is inside the bracket. We bring out the x plus 3 that is inside the bracket. When you remove x plus 3 from here, we have removed this, so it remain only x. So the second bracket will now be x. In the second one, we have also removed x plus 3. We are left with minus 8. So you are taking this and this, that will be your second bracket. Do you understand that? Equals to 0. So you now split this, you split each of the brackets. So the first bracket is x plus 3 equals to 0, or x minus 8 equals to 0. This is a linear equation. So if you solve this linear equation, you will have x to be minus 8 and minus 3, or you have x to be plus 8. Do you understand that? So that's how to solve quadratic equation by factorization method. We continue from there in the next video.